Welcome to the video guide for Asura's Blinding Light Legend, the second Legend Sinister Dominion fight released as part of patch 2.16.0 of Dragalia Lost. As Lilith did before, Asura flips the element ordering, starting us off with flame units before switching to a shadow team for the second half. As always, my name is Zenos, and let's get straight to it. There's a few changes from Master, a new AoE pattern, special balls, and some resistance changes. I'll cover those briefly, but the main thing to consider between Master and Legend Asura is the change in team building as a result. As with all new endgame fights, certain mechanics will be skipped or repeated based on boss HP and phase progression, so don't rely too much on the ordering. Mechanics appear in the guide. Asura's Enlightenment Orbs mechanics see a slight change. A majority, but not all, of the orbs will be classified as either ranged or melee orbs. These take reduced damage from the opposite type of adventurer. While only somewhat annoying in solo, the damage reduction effect in co-op is significant and thus requires players to chase down their corresponding flavoured balls. The maximum number of rage stacks also increases to 15. While damage potentials have increased, Asura's hit point and DPS checks have increased to match. Players will need to aggressively destroy balls as they appear in order to keep up with the increased DPS requirements. The next mechanical change is a new AoE pattern, Nihilistic Mandala. Two intersecting cross patterns of circle AoEs made up of 5 and 4 circles respectively. Not lethal, but just be aware that melee adventurers may need to disengage if they're low HP. And the final change isn't immediately visible. Asura's poison and burn resists are set to 200%. So what does this mean for team building? Well, this means that burn and poison resist down debuffs won't enable the respective afflictions. Asura is only vulnerable to Scorch Rend and Shadow Blight. This means that burn and poison-centric adventurers will be neutered in terms of potential, so team building now leans more heavily on Scorch Rend and Shadow Blight respectively. In terms of broader tips for team building, I recommend bringing adventurers with large AoEs or AoE skill shares, such as Gala Mascula or Gala Zethia for solo, to handily clear the arena of orbs when they appear. This becomes less useful in co-op due to the increased damage resistance of the off-type orbs, so co-op will lean more heavily on the typical Sha Wujing or Seimei defense debuff skills. If you happen to be running with a coordinated team, you can consider double Punisher compositions leaning on both Shadow Blight and Scorch Rend for both halves of the fight. Useful skill shares here will include Gala Shell and Sazanka for enabling Shadow Blight in Phase 1, and Kameno Elizan and Summer Alex for maintaining Scorch Rend vulnerability in Phase 2. If you choose to use Shadow Blight in Phase 1, however, be aware that you may need a Summer Leonidas for Phase 2 to maintain Shadow Blight vulnerability if you've begun to run into resistance issues near the end of the fight. It is a minor issue at best though. The term Exodia comp gets thrown around a lot nowadays for flame content, referring to a team composed of Gala Leonidas, Gala Laxi, the twins, and Kameno Elizan. This team performs well here with a potential substitute of Summer Mitsuhide instead of Gala Laxi in co-op to leverage her effective use of Gala Reborn Agni. Yukimura and Gala Shell are popular DPS picks for the Shadow half, though be wary of Yukimura's knockback immunity once her fighting spirit is released, as it can be a double-edged sword when coming up against Asura's chasers and overlapping AoEs. Yaten and Sazanka are also popular picks for Shadow Blight and Dispels respectively, as Asura's room-wide AoEs can be dangerous if they get buffed. If you have further questions, feel free to leave a comment or pop by my Twitch streams. I stream Wednesdays and Saturdays at 9:30 PM UTC. As always, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.